Hey guys, how's it going? I'm sorry this video took a little bit to kind of bring into, but I had to basically kind of look into it, do it a few different times and see which was going to be the better way to approach the Garden World Nightfall. This is what I found to be the best, and that's for me, been able to help out two people from the queue and get it done very effectively. When it comes to gear, I'm running a hunter with frosties, and I made sure that my mobility is at 90 and my grenades, which is my discipline, is at 90. So that means that I kind of get my grenade back a lot. So I am using oppressive darkness a lot in this build. When it comes to armor, I have on 2 major resists, 1 concussive dampener, 1 solar resistance, and 1 void resistance. All right. The rest of the mods, I have 2 special ammo finders on. I have on enhanced grenade launcher loader with fastball. On my chest piece, I am running a major resist overload grenade. I'm also running high energy fire with counter charge. On my boots, I have on traction, I have on major spec, and I have on special ammo finder. Now, weapon wise, I am running a delirium, a mountaintop, and Arianas. If you trust on a person running Arianas, you only need to have 1 barrier person. The reason why I say this is because with oppressive darkness being a thing, I'm going to be placing on targets a lot. And once I place on that target, it makes it a 2-shot, sometimes, a 3-shot. Most of the time, if you time it correctly, without even oppressive darkness, you can basically break the shield with 3 shots. What I like to do is, as the champion is about to do the animation of closing up, I shoot right in center, and as you can see, I'll point it out later in this video, you can see that more than half of the shield gets taken down right away, and from there I can just break the rest of the shield. Team composition here's how it's going for me. All right, it's 1 of each: 1 hunter, 1 warlock, 1 titan. The hunter is the bottom tree void way of the pathfinder. The warlock is a chaos reach warlock with geomags, and the titan is a bubble. The titan can run armamentarium, helmet save 14, most of the exotic, whatever the titan wants to run, it'd be pretty neat. You're gonna have to go through the forest, which could be a pain. You might lose a life or 2 there, but you have 4 lives to go through the forest with. One of the main things that I wanted to kind of focus on is you want to work on things as a group. And, when it comes to the final boss room, take your time. And when we get there in this video, I'm going to do my best to break down what's going to happen. But as we go through the forest, make sure you as you're getting closer to the end of the forest, make sure that you pay attention to those cyclops, because those cyclops can shoot you. All right, that's another thing. As you get closer to the end of this forest, make sure that you keep an eye out, because when those cyclops open up, they can shoot you from really far. Back to team composition. Weapon wise, I'm running Arianas, Mountaintop, and the Delirium. That means with my subclass, I have every burn covered. The shields in this Nightfall are Arc and Void. All right, so there's Arc and Void shields in this Nightfall. What I like to do is, for my 2 teammates that are coming in, the Warlock and the Titan, I like them to run Izanagi with Overload. So they both cover Overload, and for their heavy machine guns, you want to do Arc and Void. So like if you run like an Arc secondary, then you want to go for Temporal Claws as a heavy. If you're going for, a Void secondary, then you want to go with, a Delirium. A cool thing too is that bows have range. So if you have like a Solid Calamity, that's a Void one. Or if you got Point in the Stack from last season, those are really neat to have. A lot of people, I believe, don't know how to fight Overload champions properly. And I have a video on Overload champions if you ever want to check it out. It's all about staggering them. And as long as an Overload champion does not teleport, they're not going to get their life back. So as long as you stagger them and you keep them from teleporting, they will not get their life back. That's what makes Overload champions kind of simple. But if you let them teleport a few times, boom, you lost your set. And the best thing to do also is just to reset. Right? Let's say, that Overload champion has the cooldown halo on his head and it can't be stopped. Just, take your time and reset. Now, for this part here, when we go through the portal, if you're going to do this without going to Viz, make sure that you do not go to the far right or to the far left. If you do that, it's going to spawn a Hydra and a few snipers, which is going to be a pain in the butt. Another thing to do is make sure you go through the portal 1 at a time. If 2 of you go through, 1 of you guys will die. Okay? What I've been doing recently is, as a hunter, I'm the only person that comes through this room. I'm using Frosty, so as I sprint, I get my abilities back. and I make it to the platform where the harpies are. So after this part right here, you know, going through the parachute, I go up there, I kill those harpies, I jump on one more time, and all of these ads despawn. If you don't want to have to deal with these ads, that is the next best thing. Meaning you have the two people wait in the portal land, meaning the Titan and the Warlock wait in the hallway, and the Hunter goes invis and goes through. All right. Now, if you need ammo and stuff like that, you should go through here because ammo will drop. Okay. Now, after you clear this up, one of the main advice that I would like to give folks is, as you are going up through these parachute portals, whatever you want to call these things, you do not want to walk up to it. All right. Also, you don't want to jump from the back. You want to jump from the side and right into the front of it. You want it to push you, but make sure that you jump into it. You never want to let it pick you up. It will farm you, and those are just deaths that you do not need during your run. I always tell people that I'm helping to make sure that they go to the side and that they jump up. All right. Now, next part. Here are the first two champions that you are going to face. First two champions that you're going to face, what I like to do is I like to get rid of the two harpies near the champion first. All right. So there's going to be two harpies near these two champions. Get rid of them. Once you get rid of them, have the Titan place the bubble down. And once the Titan places the bubble down, I like to use my grenade to debuff the enemy. Get it to close up. Once it closes up, that's when I break the shield. And when I break the shield, the two Izanagi shots should be ready to go. And boom, you can see that that guy is dead. Make sure you get the weapons again. Look for the next guy. There he goes. As soon as he closes up, you can see that I'm ready to shoot that. You see that, right? It only took me 2 shots. And boom, my teammates were able to secure the kill. All right. Next part. I also kind of transitioned this a little bit later. What I started doing was I would go invisible. I would go and break that bubble there. Once I break the bubble, I come back and I just use Ariana's on that Hydra. I get that Hydra out of the way. Once the Hydra is down, I can then make ammo for my teammates with these harpies. So one of the things is, if you have a hunter, he go invis and go break that box. You get rid of the Hydra and then you work from there. I make sure that both of my teammates stood up top, because as a hunter I come down here and go invis. So I go invis, I break the box, I throw a pressive grenade on the big target usually, and the Warlock can then see that guy and chaos reach him from here. After that, I'm going to use my tether, and as you can see here, I kind of took a lot of damage. I should have waited, but yeah. Once here, use the tether, and then your teammates can then come over. All right. And from here, you clean up on ads, and you work your way. You make sure you have cover, and you get ready for the next room. One of the things, if you're the person running, the mountaintop and the Arianas, you can see here that since I have 2 special ammo weapons on and a heavy, if I'm using my special ammo weapon, heavy will drop. If I'm using my heavy, a lot of special will drop. I'm also running special finisher, because that with my super, I'm not going to be using it as much, right? I'm not going to be using my tether as much, but it also allows my teammates to consistently have full Izanagi ammo. And the thing is, I like to double check and see if they have ammo before we get into any encounter. That means that I can plan ahead and make ammo for them. Now, this room, this how I dissect the first goblin. I throw oppressive darkness on him. He closes up. I break the shield, and boom, we work on him. He's dead. All right. Now, I am using Frosties, so what I like to do is I like to make my teammates invisible and get my grenade. Now, if someone goes down, don't pick him up right away. You want to tackle this guy first. So I put a grenade down on him. He's going to close up, and that's the perfect time to pick up that guy. Also, when you're using his Nikes, make sure you kind of strafe side to side. You do not want to be kind of on the open when you're doing that. There are 2 harpies on the left, and if you need ammo, you can make both of these harpies one shot and have the Titan put a bubble on them, and you could do finishers in there. Now, if you don't need them, you take them out of the way, right? You come back to this room, you grab your ammo, and after you grab your ammo, you then go back in. Now, let's not forget, there's going to be a champion on the right side of this room. And the first thing is you want to engage on that champion on the right side of this room. So if as a hunter, I make my team invis, we come to this left side here. Normally, the Titan will place a bubble on the back, so you can kind of use it to, to take out these enemies a lot quicker. But as you can see here, that champion from this angle is easy kill. You have harpies to take out, and I believe he's going to put his bubble down. Yeah, there it goes. So once the bubble's down, you get the extra damage. It also stacks with the oppressive darkness, and you get to tackle these champions right away. Another note, if you take out that harpy right away, guess what happens? These champions decide to go up the stairs. So if you can get rid of one, you're good to go. If they both go up the stairs, don't worry about it. You're gonna move up a little bit for the exploders to come in. But here we are. Boom. That makes light of these champions, you know? You just have to make sure that you get the buffs, you work as a team, and you guys focus on the single target all the time. Once that's done, as a hunter, if you have your tether, definitely tether these ads. If you don't, if you have heavy, you can also mow them down. One thing to pay attention to are the two snipers. As I'm tethering here, I try to do my best to not get in the air, even though, you know, with this super, the game picks you up. I always do my best to come back down. But as you can see, that kind of went down right away. The Minotaur does get very aggressive. And when that happens, make sure to back up unless you have someone that has overload for him. All right, here he goes. He's coming up. Hopefully my grenade can stagger him here. And there it goes. Once he's in my grenade, we just work as a group on him. Awesome. All of my mountaintop shots just went through that guy. Wow, that's wild. As you can see, there are two snipers to get rid of. We get rid of the ads on this side. If the other Minotaur doesn't push, that's fine. You can work on ads. If he does push, I have my grenade ready. Make sure you have your grenades ready. Once he's staggered, work on him as a group. And that's pretty simple. And if you need ammo, make sure you go back in either this room or even the previous room, and you kind of work from there. I feel like as a group, people will die. You know, you just got to pace yourself, you know, take your time. And before you know it, you'll have control of the Nightfall. Now, as we move up here, what I like to do is try to take out that box right away. So as soon as it shows up, I normally put an Ariana shot in it. So you'll see here, boom, I see it, it's down. Normally the first Minotaur will push. And if he pushes, boom, grenade is down and we get to take him out. Now don't forget the big silver guy in the mid, if you know, the Warlock should have his Chaos Reach ready. Now if this champion pushes, we're gonna have to work on the champion first. Kind of mountain myself there. But champion is dead. All right, once the champion is dead because he pushed up, the Warlock with their super should be able to just, you know, go there, Chaos Reach him, and, you know, you're good to go. If not, you can always have team shot. You can team shot that guy down. I don't think he's that chunky. As you can see here, Cruelly traded with that guy. As a team, normally you want to push shots in so that Warlock doesn't die. You want to kind of help out your team. Now, there's one more Minotaur. He's going to be in the back there. As you can see here, I threw a grenade down. There he goes. He's staggered, and we're going to work on him as a team. He got his full health back, so I wanted to back up first. Now, with Frosty's on as a hunter, all I have to do is sprint a few times, and you can see that my grenade is coming back pretty freaking fast. And once I have my grenade and this guy pushes, I can handle him as well. But for this room right here, those Minotaurs like to reset. They like to go back to the initial part. They're not aggressive. They're not going to push you. So if two people go down, be smart about it. Don't be aggressive. Let them, you know, let them reset. Now that we have the whole team, we can then focus again, and I just mountaintop myself again. And, you know, it's just a mountaintop world. You know what I'm saying? Now, from this angle, from here, I like to go to the right. Why do I want to go to the right? Because we have two spamming anti-barrier champions. And right now, where we are we're in an area where they can't shoot us, but we can shoot them. All right. So if you get a grenade on and do damage, it makes it go by a lot faster. Boom. You see that? Three shots guaranteed. And boom, we work on the next guy. There's times where like mountaintop, the circle's right on that guy, but you know, doesn't hit. Now that's that room right there. If you have any issues, if you don't break the box right away, here's another thing that you can do. If you don't break the box right away, the two Minotaurs will push one at a time. Once you get rid of both, you're gonna have to go far right to get the third Minotaur before you can go in and break the box. Once you break the box, same thing. You have the Chaos Reach person, Chaos, the big guy. There's still gonna be the fourth Minotaur, which is going to be in the back right. And from there, whoever breaks the box, normally if it's the hunter, he has a grenade, he can place it down and kind of work on that guy. Now, in this room here, I like to go to the right. But before I go to the right, I like to get rid of the goblins, the precursors. Once we get rid of the precursors, all right, I like to jump here and use these little stairs. Now, also do not jump into the portal, because if you jump in the portal, you're not going to get platinum anymore, because you're going to get picked up and those two champions down there are going to despawn. So you basically want to jump to your far right. I like to get rid of the goblins, and then once the goblins are down, we can work on the champion. All right, there's still two champions at the bottom. If you need to make special, definitely make special off of these guys. My team was good there, so I killed that guy. We're going to come down. There's two champions around this corner. we're gonna focus on one. As you can see here, our main focus is just to take one out. Now we're gonna pick Cooley up. Barnsley went down, which is fine. I'm gonna place a grenade. I'm gonna close him up so he can pick up Barnsley. There it goes. Perfect. So yeah, you know, like, deaths do happen. Don't let it get to you. Just be on point. You know, like, calm down. It's not the end of the world. You'll get through this strike. Next thing I like to do is I like to make sure that I have my grenade, and I like to make sure that I have heavy or I have my invis. Don't send the whole team up here. Just one person to try to get rid of these guys. So as you can see, that I put a grenade down, and my job there is done. Now that that's done, the first guy is going to be a champion. What I like to do here is put a grenade on him, do a little damage, and then get ready to shoot his shield. I missed my grenade, so now I have to try to do damage so he can close up so I can then take it down. And as you can see there, I went down even though I broke the shield. So now what happens here is we reset. We just wait, which is a thing that I like to talk about too, is like, you don't have to like panic or rush or worry too much. Deaths happen. I mean, like, these enemies one-shot you. So that's the thing. Also, I'm getting rapid cooldown, so you can see that I have my grenade back. So now let's see here. My grenade went through him again. I'm just terrible at throwing grenades apparently. But here we go. I'm gonna use my boost again, my Frosties, to move. As you can see here, these guys went on without me. So I did my job to break the shield, and boom, that is down. Now the thing is, you don't want to go forward. You kind of want to just you want to work on the champions before you move forward to try to work on ads. And at where we're standing at, we are like out of the way of that champion. So now there goes a grenade. That grenade finally hit. You know, I redeemed myself. Here we go. Shield is off, and we finish him. Now we're gonna move up a little bit, get rid of that guy. Now we're gonna have a bunch of harpies here. We're gonna get rid of harpies. Once we get rid of harpies, you can see that there's a champion all the way in the back, right? Now here, normally I wouldn't have people go up, but Barnsley went up, so we're not going to be able to get that champion. We're going to have to get that champion later. But normally I like to go to the left side, and you can see that champion. Without pushing up, you get rid of him. Now we have a bunch of Vex goblins and a champion coming up. I'm waiting for this guy to push so I can put a grenade on him. He's not pushing, so I'm just going to be the aggressor here. And remember, throughout this, make sure, especially if you're the hunter, just ask your teammates, see if they need special ammo. If they need special ammo, definitely do your best to try to make special during this this encounter. But here we are, once again, breaking down, getting rid of these enemies. There's going to be another champion up top. Don't forget that ground is on, so try not to jump as much. Right there, I think I jumped. That guy just doesn't miss. He's just way too good. And here comes a champion. So that's another thing too. You can always reset. Like right now, I'm telling my teammates to just back up, but they do have overload on, and that's a good thing to have both of them have overload on. But as you can see here, Barnsley does have a bubble. So another cool thing that he can do is not just stop the overload, but he can bubble down, pick up one of the teammates, and now that the champion's gone, he come back and get me. And that's another cool thing about having the bubble on this team. There's going to be times where you're not going to be using the bubble for placement, so it's smart to kind of have that bubble in case you need to. It's like almost like an emergency thing, right? And boom, we tackled that as a team. You know, like all we had to do, stay calm, and that's about it. The next thing here is I'm going to break the box. I'm going to go in Viz, break the box. I'm going to come back because I want to use range to my advantage. And whoever has a chaos reach is going to chaos reach the silver guy. And from the back, we are going to attack that champion as well. And remember, as he's doing the chaos reach on that champion, as a teammate, if you see that that guy's not going down, definitely shoot him, you know? Now, from back here, we're out of the range of that goblin. So Barnsley moved up a little bit, but as you can see here, I missed my grenade once again. But there we go. Take the shield off, and then we can do damage. But as you can see there, we play the range factor. You have to play range. If you play range, it's going to make your life easy. Now, what I'm doing is I'm sprinting so I can get my my invis smoke. But now that I see that there's ads alive, and I know that my teammates need special, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come here. I'm going to make sure that I get that dodge because I need it for the next section. And I'm going to get these finishers in. I am going to die here. because I was, I got greedy, but I did make the special. This part is a little tricky, but you'll see what I'm gonna do here. All right, we are going to go in Viz. We're gonna go up top, and what I like to do is I like to jump across, or I like to jump on that platform right there and then jump above, or that right side to the left and then go to the back area. From that back area, we can then work on the enemies a lot better. Okay, so you'll see the transition here. All right, here we go. We're going in Viz, and as you can see here, all I do is I jump across right here, and boom, I jump up here. As you can see, Cooley went down because he went by the portal, and I always like to say this, but do not go by that portal. Do not go by that portal. See, now this champion pushed up. I mean, that was good for me because I get to take him out. I missed my mountaintop shots. Boom. Good finish. Now we got lucky there because he pushed up. Where Cooley's at, he's in the weird spot. So we're not gonna pick him up. And that's another thing. Try not to go near the portal because if it picks you up, it is going to kill you. All right. So from here, my job is to get rid of, those goblins. And then once the goblins go down, I want to get rid of this Hydra here. And here's where you see where my Frosties kind of come in as well. Not only does my grenade allow me to do a lot of damage, but as my grenade's doing damage, it gives me back my smoke. I can throw my smoke, and if I am getting close to it, all I have to do is sprint. And if I dodge, I sprint a lot more. And as you can see, I have my grenade back once again. Also, watch out for that Wanted. He does like to get really close, but you can definitely ignore him, and he'll go away. Yeah, so now I have my grenade, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to work on these guys slowly. Now that I know that Hydra is dead and that champion's under that, boom, champion's out of the way. So that's both champions out of the way. Once you have all the ads and the champions down, you go down here, you get ammo. And I'm going to break down the boss fight because I feel like a lot of people push the boss too much and ads come out. So I just like to do my breakdown of the boss fight and why we have been so efficient and great at finishing this. I also told Barnesy not to go that route because, I don't want him to get farmed. There you go. So now he's going to jump over. There you go. We're going to have to pull Cooley to the fight, and I'll get Cooley when it's time. This boss fight is pretty neat, and I just like to leave some notes for folks that are going to do this. We start out from this side, and we're going to be moving to the right every time. Because the cover is going to be on that right side, and the boss is going to be rotating towards that way. First, you break the box. There's a set of ads that come out. We're going to get rid of the ads first, okay? So here comes the ads. I believe there's 2 on this portal, and there's 2 from the other portal. There you go. You get rid of them. One cool thing to pay attention to. Boss does a beat, and that is the cooldown usually for you to move. So when the boss does a beam, you hide behind cover, and as soon as you hear the beam go off, that's when you move. And that's how you can basically get from pillar to pillar without invisibility. Okay, you see that little beam that he does? There's a cooldown. He does it and then he waits, does it and then he waits. But what I'm doing here is I'm using mountaintop because it's not a precision weapon. 5 shots of mountaintop brings the next set of ads, and you can see that I can cover my teammates from this angle. I can cover that portal there, and if they need help with like a hobgoblin or something that shields up, I have an anti-barrier weapon that can take that down. Now I believe that was the first set of ads. We're good to go. I'm gonna get close to my teammates here. Now I'm gonna do damage once again. Remember, mountaintop is not a precision weapon, so I'm gonna do max damage no matter where I'm hitting. Now the boss is moving, and as he's moving, I'm gonna wait for him to get back behind the pillar, and now we're gonna move to the right as a team. We're gonna move to the far right, and as you can see here, this is the play. Basically gonna be moving into that corner right there as a team. Normally I don't go with my team. I like to be on the opposite side so I can have an aggro on the opposite side so they don't get shot in that corner. So I like to stand on this side. Boom, that's the first set of ads. And here is the next play in the boss room as well. I'm gonna place 5 mountaintop shots here. After the 5 mountaintop shots, ads are gonna come out. So it's going to be the same play, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be the same play. All right. Ads are out. We get rid of ads. Once this set of ads, remember this for the second wave, there's only 1 set of ads, right? Once these ads are done, we're going to do damage. Okay. So here we go. Damage. If anything, have 1 person do the damage because you don't want to push the boss too much. All right. Now the boss is going to move. Your teammates shouldn't move. They should stay there. All right. Make them invis, so if the boss sees them, he doesn't shoot them. Now the boss is gonna close up, and that's when you go right. As a hunter, if you go invis, you can go in the box, break it, and the warlock is gonna chaos reach that big guy there. I went down, which is fine. It happens. You see how Barnsey and Cooley are against that wall? You do not want to be against the wall because you'll take splash damage from the guy across. You want to use the wall between you, but yeah, you want to stand where I'm at. You see here, I'm instructing Cooley to back up because he'll take damage from where he's at. All right. So now we get rid of these guys in mid. That goblin wasn't taking damage for some reason. And you can see I had to basically back up from that wall before I move because splash damage is definitely a pain in the butt. Now it's my job to come across and do damage here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside. I'm going to get rid of, the enemies inside first. Once I get rid of the enemies, I'm going to break the box and I'm going to super this guy. Okay? But we're not going to do damage to the boss. Remember, we don't want to do damage to the boss because we want to control the amount of ads that come out. And that's what we're doing here. All right? Break the box, kill this guy. Teammates should be behind cover and not worried about the boss. The boss is not up yet. Now, I'm going to do my job to get to them once again, right? Once I get to them, I'm going to make us invis, and we're going to rotate to the right. Remember, this is all about angles and corners, all right? So now the focus is to make it to this corner again. Boom, made it to this corner. For me, normally I have to get out of there, right? But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my frosties to get my invis back. If I don't have my invis, like I said, the trick is let the boss shoot, and as soon as he shoots, that's when you move. But here, I'm also going to show you how good frosties are. As I'm sprinting and I get my rapid cooldown, you can see that I'm getting my smoke back. My smoke is not going to come back as fast because my strength is not that high, but it's still worth it. It's probably like maybe 25 to 30-second thing, whereas like my grenade and my dodge comes back a lot faster. But here we are. I got it. I'm gonna go across again. I'm basically gonna be working this angle. Same thing here. All right. I'm gonna do damage to the boss. And if anything happens, if anyone goes down, remember you still have a bubble that you can use to pick up someone. All right. So that's another safety net for this room. Okay. Normally it takes 5 shots. You take 5 shots. Ads are coming out. All right. Get rid of those ads. Once the ads are down, we're gonna do damage. As you can see here, I'm just going through play by play of this room. People can understand that this room is actually really simple. It's nothing too crazy. Can you burn the boss? Yes. But if you want to get this done without having to worry about, like too much chaos happening in here, this is the play and this is the move. Okay. So now I'm going to do damage. The boss is going to move. And as the boss moves, I'm going to make sure that my teammates are invisible. We also make sure that the chaos reach person has their super. So what I did here was I'm asking Cooley if he has a super. Remember with chaos reach, once you get close, all you have to do is run against the wall, right? So Cooley has his super. Boom, I make him invisible, we wait. The boss closes up, I'm going right, and I'm gonna break that box. Remember, whoever's doing the chaos reach, you have to wait for the shield to come off the Minotaur. Just don't shoot him right away. If you shoot him right away, you might not end up killing him because you shot right away and his shield is still on. And like I said, people do die. It's gonna happen. Cooley had his body on that wall. Remember, don't want to be in a wall. You always want to be a little bit back, never on the wall. Okay. Now is my job to go on the opposite side. This is the second phase. All right. And this is the most important part here. This is where you get to burn the boss. All right. My job is to kill these 2 harpies in here, then break the shield and kill the big guy. So I'm going to wait for my super. But as soon as I break that, the Titan on the other side puts the bubble down. Make sure that they, the Titan and the Warlock both have their Izanagi shots loaded, and they're going to be doing a bunch of damage to the boss as I'm killing this guy here. Once I kill this guy, I am going to rotate towards the bubble. That means I'm going to use my invis, I'm going to get near them, and we're going to work on the boss together. The reason why I like the bubble is because the bubble you can use as cover, and the bubble lasts long enough for you to kill the boss. All right, so here we go. Alrighty, you can see that they put up the bubble, they're doing damage, and I came to the bubble, and now we're looking for the boss. And boom, the boss is going to be rotating the whole time. There's going to be ads that come out. if you don't do enough damage, and the ads will keep coming out, but it's not a big deal. As you can see there, the boss is down. So this is my strat for this Grandmaster Nightfall, and it worked out pretty well. Even if you're not running a Hunter Invis, you basically know how the boss works, and I feel like a lot of people were going through a lot of struggles with that. So there you go.